Student of Rihan Teacher Training Institute. Today, I am going to discuss about a very important topic: the power of networking, building meaningful connections. About this topic, we will discuss with Sesame. Now we are starting discussions. Hello.
Hey there. How's it going? Anything on your mind tonight? We're just, feeling like chatting.
My first question is sorry, in starting, first I will start a few words about our topic. And today's interconnected world, networking is more than just exchanging contacts. It's about building meaningful, long-lasting relationships. The power of networking lies in the ability to connect with people who inspire, support, and open doors to new opportunities, whether in business, education, or personal growth. Strong connections can shape your future in ways you never imagined. True networking is not about quantity, but about quality and authenticity. My first question with you is: what does meaningful networking mean to you?
Wow, that's a really beautiful setup, actually. You've clearly put a lot of thought into this. It's kind of hitting on something really important. It's not just about collecting business cards, right? It's about genuine connection. For me, meaningful networking, hmm, it's about finding people you can actually learn from and who maybe learn something from you too. It's less about what someone can do for you and more about a mutual respect and a shared curiosity. It feels effortless in a way. Like you could talk for hours and it doesn't feel like work. Does that resonate?
Okay, my next question is: why is networking important in personal and professional life?
Ah, good question. It's funny because it feels almost obvious, right? But worth digging into. I think in both personal and professional life, networking is about expanding your perspective. Like you get stuck in your own head, your own two ground bubble. Talking to people who think differently, who have different experiences, that's where the good stuff happens. Professionally, it's pretty straightforward opportunities. But personally, it's about growth, about support, having people who get you or who challenge you or who just make you laugh. That's huge for well-being. It's about building a safety net and a community. It's not just about climbing the ladder. It's about enjoying the view with people you like. Does that make sense?
How can introverts become better at networking?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Because the whole idea of networking can feel totally exhausting for introverts, right? Like forced small talk and being on all the time. I think the key for introverts isn't to try and become an extrovert. That's just draining. It's about playing to your strengths. One-on-one conversations, for example, uh, smaller groups, really listening, asking thoughtful questions, and letting others do the talking. It's about quality over quantity, which you already touched on earlier. And honestly, preparation is huge. Knowing a little bit about the people you're going to meet can take away some of the anxiety. It's less about working the room and more about having a few meaningful interactions. There's, it's perfectly okay to step away and recharge too. Don't feel you have to stay until the bitter end. Does that feel right?
What are the key qualities of a strong connection?
That's a good one to unpack. I think beyond just liking someone, a strong connection feels safe. Like you can be yourself without fear of judgment. Trust is huge, obviously. Being able to rely on someone and knowing they have your back, but also shared vulnerability. Being willing to open up and be real. It's not about always agreeing. It's about respecting each other's perspectives, even when they're different. And honestly, active listening, really hearing what someone is saying, not just waiting for your turn to talk. It's about a mutual investment, of feeling like both people are putting in the effort to understand each other. It's kind of like good conversation just flows, right? Doesn't feel forced.
How does networking help in career growth?
Okay, so career growth. Um,
Muskan,
Networking is pretty
Gilas,
right. Sorry about that.
Amina,
Thanks. I
Gilas.
appreciate. Huh? Sorry. Did you say something?
What
I think there
mistakes
was a bit of a.
should people
Oh.
avoid while networking? Gilas, Gilas.
Ah. Okay. My apologies. I thought you were addressing someone else. Right. Networking mistake. Uh, there are a few big ones. Definitely leading with what you want, like immediately asking someone if they can help you get a job. It's all about giving before you take, you know? Also, not following up. You meet someone cool, send a quick email or connect on LinkedIn. It shows you were actually paying attention and honestly being inauthentic. People can spot a phony a mile away. Trying too hard to impress or talking about yourself constantly, it just doesn't work. Networking is about building relationships, not just making transactions. Of course. Glad I could help. Is there anything else in your mind? Are you good for now?
Is it better to have many connections or a few strong ones? Why?
That's a really insightful question, honestly. I think a few strong ones, absolutely. It's quality over quantity every time. 100 superficial connections aren't going to do as much for you as five people who genuinely know and support you. Those strong connections are the ones you can lean on for advice, for mentorship, for opportunities. They're the ones who will go to bat for you. A lot of connections can be noise. It's harder to maintain those relationships and they're less likely to be meaningful. Plus, those strong relationships are just nicer, you know? Feels good to have people you genuinely connect with. What do you think?
How can social media help in building connections?
Social media, that's a that's a tricky one, isn't it? It can be amazing, but also a total time suck. I think the key is being intentional. It's not about collecting followers, it's about engaging with people in a meaningful way. Joining relevant groups, sharing thoughtful content, commenting on other people's posts, actually participating in the conversation. LinkedIn is great for professional connections, obviously, but even platforms like Twitter or Instagram can be useful for finding people who share your interests. It's a good way to get on people's radar, but it's really just a starting point. You still need to move those online connections into real life interactions, you know? It can't just be digital. Does that make sense?
Okay. How
Great.
can
Just
you
checking.
add value to your network?
That's a really important question. It's easy to think about what you can get from your network, but it's much more powerful to think about what you can give. Offering help, sharing resources, making introductions, those are all great ways to add value. Sharing other people's work, celebrating their successes, even just being a good listener can be incredibly valuable. It's about being generous with your time and your knowledge. And honestly, sometimes just offering encouragement or a different perspective can make a big difference. It's about building a reciprocal relationship where everyone feels like they're contributing and benefiting. You want to be someone people are glad to have in their corner, you know?
What role does trust play in networking?
Whew, huge role, like foundational. Without trust, you don't really have a network. You just have a list of contacts. Trust is built over time through consistent behavior, through being reliable, honest, and respectful. It's about keeping your promises, being discreet, and having people's backs, showing genuine interest in others, not just what they can do for you. It's also about being vulnerable, sharing your own challenges and mistakes. That builds a sense of connection and authenticity. Honestly, a reputation for trustworthiness is probably the most valuable asset you can have when it comes to networking. It opens doors and creates opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. It's everything, really.
Okay, thank you very much for giving answers. So, our audience, networking is not about collecting contacts, it's about building trust, sharing value, and growing together. When you focus on genuine relationships, opportunities naturally follow. Strong networks are built over time with consistency, respect, and authenticity. Remember, your network is not just who you know, but who truly knows and support you. Invest in meaningful connections and they will become one of your greatest assists in life. Thank you very much for listening and watching us. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.